What's good, bro? This is Jen with SeductionUnleashed.com. Help you release your best for women and beyond. To this video, I'm going to show you how to improve your social life. So if you're a lonely motherfucker sitting there right now with your dick in your hands, this video is for you. Okay, maybe you should take your dick out of your hands though. It's kind of weird, you know. But anyways, back to the video. Improving your social life is something that all of us want to do. We try to improve our social lives. But I want you to know, first things first, if you're in a point where you're not that social, I want you to know it's not really your fault technically. I live in New York City, and this is supposed to be the city where there's millions of people from all these different cultures. We're all passing each other by all the time. And yet when you really look at shit, if you really look at shit, most people essentially live institutionalized. We go from like school building to work building to store building to home building. You know what I mean? Like, it's very in between those areas. People are pretty much passing each other by, Say, for example, if you're an older person, I see a lot of older people, they don't have their family around. It's like when I look at them, other than senior citizen places and stuff like that, which is great for them, I think to myself, like, how do these people really be social? You know what I mean? It's not just that they're old and they suck and they're lonely and they're grouchy. Like, how exactly do they be social when their life, everyone's basically going from school to work to this to that? Like, how do they reach out and be social? So if you're in a position where you've been going to school your whole fucking life and then going home afterwards, it's like, it's kind of hard for me. It's kind of hard to blame you for not being social when everything has basically led to you being at this point. Now, with all that victimhood shit aside, bright side is, if you're watching this right now and you're in a first world country and you got running water, you got food in the fridge, you're not starving, you know, you got a functioning legs and eyes and you can talk and shit, I can easily argue, are the most lucky fucking being that could be born at any point in history. You know, all the millions of animals, all the millions of insects, all the millions of different times, the different countries, the different circumstances. If you're in a position where you're in a first world country, there's bitches walking around, you can freely talk to them without getting stoned or some crazy shit, or maybe some bitches might call rape on you, but that's a whole other situation. At least you have the opportunity to be social. So before you just sit there and you just wallow in your depression, I also want to give you that perspective, because we need both perspectives, the yin and the yang perspective. One tip I have is to take up recreational sports. This is, I'm not gonna lie, unless you do, you could do something like rock climbing. There might be a lot of bitches there, but a lot of recreational sports are not typically gonna have women, but it ain't always about women. Sometimes we just meeting dudes might give you opportunities to go to parties where you can meet more women. It's not always about the fucking women. If you take up recreational sports, not only is it good for your health, but you just get that physical contact of other people. You get more comfortable being present to the moment. It's like if you got some big dude posting you down in the block and then you walk it out into the world, you're more active, you're more present to the moment. You're not just constantly shivering away, shying away in your house, not dealing with any physical contact, no social contact, and especially something like a sport, because the sport's really direct. There's times where things get intense. You have to give direct commands. You have to yell out. You have to use your voice to yell. You're not just constantly in this docile, institutionalized mode. It's like, yo, bro, pass me the fucking ball. Like, you have to yell shit out. Shit happens. Sometimes it's good to just let out that animalistic side without thinking about it. For me too, it's just very therapeutic. Sometimes it was just a break even from being social. It was just like a therapy thing, just an in-between thing to break that shit up. So you don't necessarily have to do something that you don't like, but try to find shit. Look up shit in your city, shit that you can fuck with. It might even be shit that you not necessarily ever been into or never got into, but you might just get into it. For example, I grew up in the hood, so we never seen rock climbing. I never actually tried rock climbing. Maybe if I tried rock climbing, I'd find that shit to be awesome and I'd start getting into rock climbing. You never know until ultimately you try it. By the way, bro, if it's your first time here and you're interested in dating, relationships, self-improvement, and motivational content, start now by hitting that button right there so you can join that Unleash notification gang, bro, so you don't miss anything. So with that being said, bro, let's get back to the video. Next tip, go to big yearly social events. For example, I fuck with anime, so I could go to Comic-Con. There'd be a bunch of bad bitches in Comic-Con outfits and cosplay and all that type of shit. I fuck with that. Hell, you might meet some dudes who are just cool dudes, and maybe they're nerds just like you. You might all get together and actually do something not antisocial. You could get together and do some shit social. Go to big events in your area, especially, I'm not gonna lie, if you're in the city, you're a little more lucky because you have more opportunities to do more big events, so take advantage of it. Don't just be in the city and then, you know, if there's a Halloween parade, go to the Halloween parade. You don't necessarily have to commit to doing anything. Just put yourself out there. Sometimes just sitting at a bar, drinking, enjoying the game, you don't even necessarily have to drink alcohol, but just sitting down, drinking, chilling, enjoying the game, you could come across some dude that's just chilled, pulls up, you might end up being friends, you might end up going out and meeting chicks later. Just putting yourself out there gives it that butterfly effect type of little millionth of a chance opportunity of something happening. So start by going to big yearly social events, things that you fuck with. Ultimately, you don't have to do anything you want to do, but be open-minded. That's all I could really ask. Another tip, go to social events alone. I know this is probably one of the scariest things you could fucking do if you've been in your house for like 20 fucking years straight, is go to a party or go to some place where it's loud as shit, everyone's talking to each other, everyone seems like they know the next person. So one thing I would say is, once you get there, speak to the first person you fucking see. Speak immediately, because if you get there alone and you're trying to fucking select and choose who to speak to, you're just gonna look like a dickhead. And don't care about standing alone, don't care about how you look, dude. People do not give a fuck. People are drunk. They're not even going to remember you. You think anyone goes home at night, oh my God, remember that random guy standing by doing nothing for 2 minutes and then he left? No one's going to say that shit ever. That story has never been told in the existence of humanity. So don't fucking worry about it. Next tip up, this one might be a little bit unconventional, but volunteering is actually a dope way to pick up not only your social skills, but also your endorphins and your dopamine. It actually raises. The same way, if you're really angry at a dude, you punch him in the face, it could feel great, right? If you help someone that's in a worse position than you, it's gonna bring out that positive side of you, that, you know, that dualistic half of you that feels good when you do something good. I know you felt that. I know there's been times where you helped someone, at least I fucking hope so. I'm sure there's been times where you help someone and afterwards you feel that lift, you kind of feel that good, like shit, like you really did something deeper. And it's a kind of feeling where it's inherent. It's so strong that you know it's inherent to you as a human. And when you help something, you inherently feel good. There's always that potential to feel good. When you're not just constantly thinking for you, because that's the thing, if you're constantly in your head thinking about your problems, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, there's this, you need to take yourself outside of your mind sometimes. By helping someone out, by playing it forward, by putting yourself in a situation where you're communicating, it could be some random bum in the corner, to helping volunteer some homeless shelter. It doesn't even have to be like that. It could just be something, you could just be paying it forward. Maybe pay for the meal for the person behind you or some shit like that. Just opening up opportunities where you volunteer and you help people out. That shit is refreshing as fuck. And it's a nice break. It feels good. It feels different from constantly doing shit for yourself. There's a feeling, there's a gratification that comes with it. Try that shit out, man. You might end up being pleasantly surprised. Next tip up, join a class to learn something with people. Now, obviously, some classes are going to be more female friendly. Like if you go to salsa classes, it's probably going to be a bunch of bad Spanish bitches there, a bunch of bad Latina chicks, and you're going to be good. But it could be something else. Hell, maybe you like pottery. There's probably a bunch of bitches in there too. But if you don't like pottery and you don't like Spanish dancing, maybe join a cooking class. Maybe just look up something in your area. If there's lessons, if there's ways to expand your mindset and be social with people that are also of that similar mindset, something that you fuck with, why wouldn't you give that opportunity a chance? Bonus tip, this is for the more ballsy of you bunch. If you go to a park with a dog, like a dog walking park, there's gonna be so many bitches there with their dogs, it's not even funny. Here's what's great about it too. When a girl has a dog, it's so easy to start a conversation with her. It's not even funny, especially if you have a dog. It's approaching when you have a dog and a chick has a dog is probably one of the easiest things. Hell, you don't even need a dog, but the dog is like your wingman. It can help you leaps and bounds, especially at a dog park. This is something more out of the blue, but I'm telling you, this right here, it's almost like a hack, man. Dogs are a hack, man. Dogs are a hack with chicks, dude. Man's best friend, man. Man's best friend for a fucking reason. Don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him. So if you enjoyed that dope, incredibly awesome, motivating video, start now by hitting that subscribe and bell notification button right there so you can join that Unleash notification gang, bro, so you don't miss anything. So with that being said, gentlemen, unleash your best. And remember, till next time, confidence is bred by competence. Peace.